Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity. I'm Reverend Marla Mason, and I have been on a bit of a leave for about 5 Sundays, and it is such a blessing to be with you all here this morning and to even think about what it means to say here. Because I don't know about you, but it seems to me like we're kind of all over the place, and yet we are here. We are together in spirit. We are together in consciousness to deepen and to grow in an awareness of something greater than we are, and in our connection with it. That's what we're about here at Unity, and thanks for signing in and saying yes to the journey. I want to let you know that our September theme is facing the fear. Anybody got any fears? I know I've got a few, and I'm looking out my window right now, and I'm kind of even afraid to go outside right now. I don't know about the rest of you. So you know, and you know that's a temporary fear. I know it's going to pass, and our good air is coming back, but there's something under that fear, which is, you know, are we caring for the environment and for our planet in the way that we should, in order to live, you know, fully healthy and enriched lives in the consciousness of spirit? And so that's really the fear that's under my fear of going outside right now. And so this month, these next 3 Sundays, we're going to talk about facing the fear, how to move through the fear and use that as an opportunity to go deeper into that infinite something from which we all spring. Our guide this month is this book right here. It's called Falling Upward. What a lovely image. Falling upward, failing upward. You know, we might be failing the planet right now, and we might be reaping the effects of that failure, but we can use our failing, our falling as an opportunity to fall upward, to learn and deepen and grow. And so this beautiful book by Richard Rohr is our guide this month for facing the fear. So get your hands on a copy of that and see what it has to teach you. So today we're talking about the question of faith. What does it mean to be faithful even in the midst of our fears? To help us along the spiritual journey today, we have some folks. First, Lynn Zeller, thank you for a beautiful meditation service this morning. That was really a lovely experience for me. It's great to be back in spiritual community with you and Lynn's excellent meditation facilitation. After our gathering here today, there is an online prayer circle, and Lynn will be facilitating that along with our prayer chaplain, Lori Coleman. So stick around for that after the service. I also want to welcome our board host for today is Rita Schwarting. Sabrina always is posting these beautiful youth programs for us that complement what we're up to here in a group on Sunday morning. So you can find those on our Facebook page, Unity Kids. Check that out. Also, welcome Becca, our music director, who has done such a great job with our speaker singer series. You know, she pretty much pulled that together. Give her some love. How was that, y'all? Was that uplifting and enriching for you? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Thank you, Becca, for all of that. And then I want to welcome our guest artist this morning. You know, her job is to provide the soundtrack for the lifting in spirit that that is happening among us and within us this morning. And our guest artist today is Kat Beulah. I am so grateful for her. She feels like a member of our family to me. The spirit and the life and the light that she brings to bear on our message, but also on her life. It shines forth from her, and I see the cat in the background. That is making me feel really, really happy. Kitty cat is having a bath. So welcome, Kat Beulah, our guest artist today. Take it away.
Good morning. When despair for the world grows in me, children's lives may be. I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water. And I feel above me the day blind stars, waiting for their light, for a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
And so we turn within and we open our hearts to that presence, the presence of stillness, the very stillness of the universe, right where we are. And we breathe in to this presence, knowing it is that which animates us, that which gives us life. We are one with the infinite presence that we call God. And I am so grateful to know this as we come together in spiritual community this day to deepen and grow in this awareness. And so I declare that we open our hearts, we open our minds, we open our awareness to the deepening, to the opportunity to be in spiritual community with one another and to know more deeply and more truly than we ever have before who and whose we are. I give thanks for everything that is about to unfold, and I open this gathering with a grateful heart. And so it is. Amen. I'm going to read through our affirmation once to give you a chance to just open your heart and your mind to it more fully and relax into it, and then I'll invite you to declare it with me. I rest in faith, confident there is a presence and power greater than I am. I am at peace with my fears, and I know that I am nurtured and supported every moment, every breath, and so it is. And so please join me and read these words aloud with conviction. I rest in faith, confident there is a presence and power greater than I am. I am at peace with my fears, and I know that I am nurtured and supported every moment, every breath, and so it is. Okay.
Let's take the time to walk together while we have the sun. You never know when temperamental weather's gonna come. And if you to face the death you're never that far from. Just take a breath and sing to it when all the day is done. So sorry about all the sorrow in your life, you'll know. It's true that all the ones you love will someday have to go. And every time you say goodbye, you'll hear the trumpets blow. A serenade to the soul, all surrounded by the glow. Well, if you feel all broken 'cause I left you there too soon, just know that it's not up to you to make the flowers wilt or bloom. And if you think you're lonely, then just listen for the tune of all the stars I left for you in the chest of the moon. Well, if you want to shake whatever separates you from the holiness you want to make your life on earth become, live your life with a compassion you can be proud of. Then let your last breath fade away with dignity and love. Let's take the time to walk together while we have the sun. You never know when temperamental weather's gonna come. And if you want to face the death you're never that far from, just take a breath and sing to it when all the day is done.
So grateful for you, Kat. Thank you for that beautiful song of faith, truly. Trusting, walking in peace. Beautiful. And that's what we're here to talk about today is faith, the question of faith. What is it? Why is it? How do we use it to enrich our journey through this life, this world that we are walking in? And so, you know me, I like to start by defining things. And I did look up the word faith in the dictionary. And the dictionary talks about faith as a belief or a trust in or a loyalty to something. And it's interesting because another one of the definitions is about allegiance or fidelity to something. So not only is it a belief, but it's a way of being. Faith is a way of being in allegiance to or fidelity to one's beliefs. And the root root word of faith means trust. So faith is a deep, heartfelt trust. And in our case this morning, I'm talking about that deep, heartfelt trust, fidelity to, allegiance to, that's something greater than we are, a mental attitude, as Ernest Holmes says, a mental attitude that is so inwardly embodied that we can never feel alone. We can rest in our fears. We can rest in the tough places of life, knowing that not only do we have a fidelity to that something greater than we are, but it has a fidelity to us, that it is lifting and supporting and nurturing and inspiring us with every breath, even in the midst of my fears. Do I have the same faith in this greater something that I have in, say, the principle that gravity will hold me to the earth? I'm pretty sure gravity is going to hold me down. How about you? Are you pretty sure? I have a lot of faith in gravity. I have a lot of faith in the idea that the sun is going to rise tomorrow morning and it's going to set this evening. I am so sure. I have a mental attitude so inwardly embodied, I cannot be separated from the belief that gravity is going to hold me down and the sun is going to go up tomorrow. Can we have the same level of faith in something greater than we are? In fact, what do you have faith in? Many of us have a lot of faith in lack and limitation, fear, the world's not a safe place to be, money's going to make everything okay. Many of us put our faith in those kinds of ideas, and I'm asking us to put our faith in a principle of truth, just like gravity is a principle that holds us down to the earth. There is a principle of truth. There is a goodness, an infinite goodness from which we have all sprung. And so can I have faith in that good? And can I have faith in the expression of that good in all people? Even those who maybe aren't showing up exactly the way I might like them to. Huh? What? Anybody showing up in the world in a way you don't like right now? Can I have an inward conviction of their inner good that is so strong, that is so fully embodied that they cannot help but show up that way around me or in the world? I am asking you, if you can cultivate a faith in that something greater and its expression in the world all the time, and especially when you are failing or falling or have failed or have fallen. The dark place, it's easy to have faith when life is good, isn't it? It's a little harder to have faith in the midst of our fears, in the midst of the dark place. Can I continue to anchor in that awareness? Can I embody that faith even when I'm failing, even when I'm falling? Because guess what? You will fail. You will fall. So will I. I know it's hard to believe that I too will fail. But I will. And I will fall. But can I have faith in something greater than I, such that I am confident in the fall that grace will pick me up? I am confident in the fall that if I allow that greater something to pick me up, it will. In the book, Richard Rohr talks about, when we fall, when we fail, this is not evidence of betrayal. I know that sometimes I've thought that, oh, come on, I did my spiritual practice. I prayed. I was good. I did all the right things. I did all the things I'm supposed to do. So why did I get fired? Yeah, that actually happened to me once. Right? And what I wanted to believe was that I had been betrayed somehow by the universe because I had done everything, or at least I thought I had, that I was supposed to do. But failing or falling or having fears is not evidence of betrayal by the universe or even by our faith. Failing and falling is a necessary part of the journey. Richard Rohr talks about it. We grow more by doing it wrong than we do by doing it right. I love how he worded that. We grow more by doing it wrong than we do by doing it right. And if we are here to grow, to learn and grow and deepen in spirit, then it's built into the proposition that we must fail, we must fall, so that we can have the experience of deepening in spirit, so that we can have the experience of surrendering to something greater than we are. And so I was thinking about what is the nature of faith. Because, I like how Jesus often taught in parables, right? And I think we like to think in parables a little bit. And so try this one on. Faith is like Wi-Fi. It's invisible. It's highly desirable. And it instantly connects me to something greater than I am. Faith is invisible. It's highly desirable, especially in these times. And it instantly connects me to something greater than I am. So let's take this apart a little bit. Faith is invisible. You've heard me before quote from the book of Hebrews. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Now I have to say, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? I've struggled with that for years. Until one day I was reading that and I was contemplating it, and I had this realization, what is substance? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Well, then what is substance? See, what we believe and what we teach is that substance is what's behind form. There is an unformed substance that we cannot see that is behind this pen. And someone individualized that substance as pen. There is an unseen energy behind all things that manifested in form as this coffee cup. But somebody had to envision the substance in the form of coffee cup so that it could come into being. And so there is this unformed substance behind all things, and faith is the substance of things hoped for. So this substance, I can form this substance into those things that I hope or wish to realize or manifest in my life. And my faith is what brings that substance into form. The evidence of things unseen is the substance. I have to see it in mind before I can see it in form. I must see it in mind. And so my faith is the evidence of that thing that hasn't yet taken form. Our faith makes real our hopes. It's proof of what we cannot see. Just like Wi-Fi, it's invisible. But I have faith that Wi-Fi is there, even though I can't see it. I have faith that my good is there, even in the midst of my fears, even in the midst of my falling. I can have faith that the power for good, the power for love, the power of the infinite presence that we call God is there, and that grace will meet me even in the fall, even in the fail. I can't see it right now. It's invisible, but it works every single time. Just like gravity holds me to the ground, just like the sun is coming up tomorrow, just like when I click on my little baseball field up in the corner of my computer, I'm going to see the little thing that lets me link to the Wi-Fi. Ha! So faith is invisible. It's also highly desirable. Now, I was thinking back as I was thinking through this message, I was thinking back to, remember before email? How many of you kind of feel like email is a bit of a mixed blessing? I know I have my moments when I'm like, some days, you guys, I get 40, 50, 60 emails and I just like, phew. But you know, email has really served me in so many ways. It is highly desirable for me to have email. It's highly desirable, especially in these times, for me to have a way to shop online. It's highly desirable, especially in these times, for us to have a tool like Zoom so that we can get together in spiritual community on a regular basis. And we don't just do it on Sunday, we do it all week long, y'all. We use this tool all week long, and it is highly desirable for us to have this tool. Now, here's an interesting thing. Can I live without internet? Can I live without Wi-Fi? Absolutely. I can also live without faith. Absolutely. I can choose to live without that faith in something greater than I am. I can choose to live a life with my faith in the smallness, in the fear. I don't need faith, but it's highly desirable. See, faith is a spiritual technology that enriches my life in the same way that Wi-Fi is a technology that enriches my life. It is highly desirable. And so faith is like Wi-Fi, just a little bit, isn't it? And faith instantly connects us to something greater than we are. This is the third way in which our faith is like Wi-Fi. See, it's interesting to think about what is the physical thing that manifests as Wi-Fi. The first thing you got to have is a cable or a phone service, right? That's going to connect you to the internet. So that's the first thing you have to have. And most of us have cable or a phone line into our homes or our businesses that gives us the capability of connecting to something greater. The second thing we have to have is a modem. And the modem is the physical piece of hardware that plugs your computer into that internet service that you're purchasing. And if you're going to have Wi-Fi, you have to have a third thing. And that third thing is a router. The router is kind of like the antenna that makes it wireless. And the router plugs into the modem and gives you access to the internet. Now, here's what's interesting about this to me. You can have all of this in place and still not be online. You can be paying for your cable service or your phone service every month that connects you to the internet. You can have your modem plugged in, your router plugged in, everything working, and still not be online. To get online, you actually have to get up, go to your computer, sit down, turn it on, look for the network, and say yes to the connection. We have to actually go to God. We actually have to make ourselves available to the Wi-Fi of spirit by sitting down, getting quiet, looking for the connection, and saying yes. Faith is like Wi-Fi. I have to say yes to that inward conviction, to cultivating that mental attitude, that inward conviction, that trust in something greater than I am. How you doing with that? even in the midst of your fears, even at the times that you fall? Are you willing to sit down, get quiet, click on the baseball field and say yes to that connection so that you can learn more in your falling, so that you can deepen and grow in your falling? Martin Luther King said that faith is the power to take the first step even when we can't see the whole staircase. See, that's how we fall upward into faith, is we take the first step. I can't remember who said it now. We step out, when there's no bridge, we step out knowing that the bridge will be built. Are we willing to take the first step? Are we willing to take the risk with the inward conviction, just like I know the sun is going to rise and just like I know gravity is going to hold me to the earth, that if I fall, when I fail, something will catch me, and that the falling and the failing and the fear is all just normal and natural. It's just part of life. It's just what we do to learn and deepen and grow. Now, I don't know about you, but I've had times in my life when I've fallen and I have allowed my fears to rule. Anybody? And where did that take me? Further and further and further and deeper and deeper and deeper into fear. You see, when we put our faith in fear, what grows? It's called the law of attention, y'all. What we put our attention on increases. But I can be in my fear, honestly, I've been looking out my window the last few days, and it looks really grim out there, y'all. And it's a little bit scary. And I'm really aware that if I allow my fear to rule, it's going to get scarier. But if, like I was talking about earlier, I put my faith in good, I put my faith in the awareness that we can come together in consciousness and learn from this fall we are in the midst of. We can learn something collectively and individually from this fall that we are in the midst of and allow it to lift us into a new way of being. But we got to sit down, we got to log on, and we got to do the work. Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to walk in faith, even in the midst of your fears? Am I ready to know that this substance that seems so invisible, that if you're like me, I want to knock on something. Like, I want something real that I can touch. But that invisible substance is the source of all things, and it will create something real that I can touch by the faith and the consciousness I put behind it. And it is a highly desirable state, that it is a highly desirable outcome that we use our faith to grow rather than to shrink into something so small. Because that's what's got us to where we can't go outside and breathe, is putting our faith in lack and limitation and not enough. Putting our faith in fear is what has gotten us into the cultural situation we are in right now with race and racism and gender. Putting our faith in separation and division has got us into the situation we are in right now in politics. But if I take that invisible substance and use it to cultivate the desirable state, and use the fall as an opportunity to learn and deepen and grow, I can sit down with the divine and turn on my Wi-Fi faith and allow something greater and greater to make itself known. I can do that, and so can you. And if we all do it together with a conviction of infinite good, infinite love, infinite power, infinite presence, that is the reality we will create. We have to take the first step, even if we can't see the staircase. Because, and we definitely will fail. We definitely will fall. But if we stay true to the principle that gravity holds us down, sun rises, a mental attitude so inwardly embodied that God is good and all is well, we can lean into the fear and allow it to carry us forward in faith. So let's turn within and take the sacred breath together as we allow ourselves to realize and remember that there is something greater than we are. And we are infinitely connected to it. It is that which moves us and breathes us. It is that which has given us life. And I invite you now to simply feel into the awareness of any fear you might have. A big fear, a little fear, something that's nagging at you. Just lean into the awareness of it and feel it and be present to it. And allow the foundation of that fear to be your inner conviction that God is good, that all is well, that this too shall pass. And to give yourself permission to grow, to use this experience as an opportunity to grow into the awareness that something wonderful really is happening. Allow yourself to remember that we grow more by doing it wrong than by doing it right. And this is just an opportunity. This fear, this fall, whatever it is you may be experiencing, is an opportunity to know yourself more deeply, to tap in to that infinite something from which you sprung. Now give thanks. Give thanks for the deepening and for the awareness. And give thanks for the path, the journey that has called us. And give thanks for every experience of your life, every moment, every fear, every moment of faith, every experience that has brought you to this place of awakening and fulfillment. And so it's with a grateful heart that I close this message and allow these divine stirrings in each one of our souls to bring about a greater good in the world. And so it is. Amen.
Well, if you don't have a song to sing, you're okay. You know how to get along humming. If you don't have a date, celebrate. Go out and sit on the lawn and do nothing. 'Cause it's just what you must do and nobody does it anymore. No, I don't believe in the wasting of time. don't have a point to make, don't sweat it. You make a sharp one being so kind. And I sure appreciated everyone else's goals to get big-headed. Why should I follow that beat, being that I better than fine?
Oh, there we are. Good morning. Welcome back, Reverend Marla. It's so nice to have you back, and what an amazing message. Faith is like Wi-Fi, always there. I love that. I love it. I love that we're in the moment and the movement of spirit, bringing us to this time in our service when we share our abundance with our love offerings and tithes. There's a couple ways you can do it. They're on your screen. You can go to Unity of Bellevue's website and give there. You can text. You can even mail a check in the old-fashioned way, and support this ministry where we're reaching people around the world. I personally am so excited that I have family members not only in California but also in Denmark going to church with me. How cool is that? So in the spirit of giving and having faith that we are always provided for, please join me in our love offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
And so we turn within and we give thanks for the power of these gifts to do a great and mighty good in the world. We give thanks for the gift, for the giver, and we give thanks for the difference we make as a spiritual community with this money. I consecrate these gifts now to that good use with a grateful heart and call it good. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica McDowell Elveg. I am your center administrator, and I am so glad you are here. If you are visiting with us for the first time, we welcome you. We want to walk with you as you take your steps of faith. And so we invite you to join us in every Sunday morning online and during the week during our online offerings. The best way to stay on top of everything that we're offering online right now is to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. It is available through our website. You can go to our website, unityofbellevue.org, and at the bottom of every page is a sign-up form for that weekly e-newsletter that has all the events, everything that's going on around our center online in that newsletter. It comes out every Thursday morning. So we invite you to sign up there. And we also would love to hear from you in any other way you'd like to reach out to us. Give us a phone call, send us an email, a shout out on social media. We'd love to know who you are. And thank you to everyone else for joining us as well. Our book of the month, as Reverend Marla said, is Falling Upward by Richard Rohr. If you would like a copy of that, we have a few copies that I can send to you. You can go to our website under events and fill out the form, and I will ship that to you. So just find that under events on our website, unityofbellevue.org. This Wednesday, we have our Wednesday Community Connect at 1 p.m. We check in with each other with Reverend Marla informally at 1 p.m. every Wednesday on Zoom to see how we're doing and to help us stay focused on our spiritual principles and our spiritual practices, to help us stay focused on faith while we're walking this pandemic path together. You can find the Zoom link on our website, just like you did for this service, unityofbellevue.org/launch. We also have our food truck again this Thursday, 4 to 7 p.m. This week, it's Nonsense, N-A-A-N, Nonsense, and it's Indian food, and I will be there. If anybody knows me, I will be there. So we hope to see you there to support that effort in helping to feed people who are in food crisis right now. And we are being supported through our own Super Bowl dollars and also through grants that we are getting from other faith communities in the area. So join us for that. Thank you. We have some awesome fall classes coming up, and they are on our website. They will be on our newsletter this week. They are open for registration. Reverend Marla is teaching practical spirituality on Tuesday afternoons, 1 to 4. So if you have opening during the daytime, that's a great way to fill your days. She's also teaching East Meets West on Wednesday evenings, 6:30 to 9:30. They start the last week in September, September 29th and September 30th. So if you would like to take a look at those, if you would like to join up, you can register through our website. Go to events and classes and workshops, and the links will be there, and the links will also be on our newsletter. I will also be teaching a workshop later in October and doing some breathwork and EFT practice groups, and you can find out more on the website for those. Divine Dining, we're still looking for your recipes. You can submit those through the website. You can also email me your recipes if you want to just take a snapshot. Whatever is the best way, the fastest way to get those recipes to me, so we can put that cookbook together and start selling it for the holidays coming up. As a fundraiser, our Divine Dining fundraiser for this year. The Northwest Region Conference is next week. Is it next week? 2 weeks. So you can register for that. You can register for all of it, or you can register for some pieces of it. So if you would like to do that, our link is also on our website. And the last one is our prayer chaplains. Lynn and Lori are our prayer chaplains today. They will be leading the virtual prayer circle after service. We'll give you a chance to stay on and then log off at the very end, and they will be praying with you and for you. If you have any prayer requests and cannot join the prayer circle, you can send those prayer requests to them at prayerchaplains@unityofbellevue.org. Or you can go to our website and fill out the prayer request form on our prayer page. If you would like one of them to call you, please put that in your message, and one of them will reach out to either pray with you or just to talk with you. Thank you, and Reverend Marla.
All right, thanks everybody. I want to just add a couple of words to what Monica said. First, I want to encourage you all to come to the Northwest Region Conference. It's online. It's a few hours a day, 2 weeks from now. You can get more information about it online. This is where all the regional Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, all the Unity churches in our region come together to explore what it means to be in ministry with one another and what it means to deepen and grow in God. We have some terrific speakers. Reverend Mindy Odlin, the author of What If It All Goes Right, is going to be our keynote speaker. And we have another keynote who's talking about gender issues and spirituality. And I can't remember his name right now. It's not coming to me. I'm speaking briefly there. I'm doing a little 20-minute deal there. We have a number of great speakers. And it really is, we're creating ways for you to come together in community. We're using another platform, not Zoom, that allows us to do a little more networking and a little more coming together in community. So you can find more information about that. I encourage you to participate. It's going to be really super. So that's one thing I wanted to highlight. I also want to really encourage you to consider a class, because when I talk about you got to sit down at the computer, you got to, click on yes, you got to join in. Engaging in spiritual study is one of the ways that we build our faith, is one of the ways that we say yes to faith, to greater faith making itself manifest in our lives. So please consider participating in one or both classes. The practical spirituality class is real similar to Foundations and Beyond Limits. It is basically what are the basic principles we teach and how do you apply them in your lives? And the East Meets West class is a deeper study of Thomas Troward, who is a really powerful spiritual teacher. So please join us. Until then, shall we turn within and give thanks for this sacred and holy time together? And I close this service with a grateful heart, and I invite you all to join with me in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a great week, everybody. Don't forget to check out Unity Kids on our Facebook page, and I will see you on Wednesday for Community Connect. Bye-bye.